Bill O'Reilly, Killing the Killers, The Secret War Against Terrorists. Delve into the intricate web of geopolitical espionage as Bill O'Reilly's Killing the Killers, The Secret War Against Terrorists takes you on a thrilling historical journey. The book explores the rise of Qasem Soleimani, an ambitious soldier who transforms into a ruthless leader at the helm of the Quds force. As the book unfolds, you'll witness the formation of ties between Iran and global terror factions and the ensuing chaos in the Middle East. Discover the covert operations that ultimately led to the collapse of ISIS and the killing of Soleimani, offering a compelling insight into the strategically executed war on terror.
The rise of Qasem Soleimani. Qasem Soleimani, a former 22-year-old with no military experience, joined the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, and quickly rose through the ranks. He believes in weakening Iraq and extends the philosophy to all countries in the region, especially the U.S. Under his command of the Quds force, Soleimani wages secret wars across Europe, Africa, the Middle East, Afghanistan, and Pakistan, supporting terror factions, insurrection, and attacks against the U.S. Soleimani grows to become the single most powerful operative in the world today, controlling Iran's policies regarding Iraq, Lebanon, Gaza, and Afghanistan. Iran and the battle for Tikrit. In March 2015, Iran launches an attack on ISIS with 20,000 Shia military fighters in Tikrit, a significant city symbolically and tactically. ISIS, vastly outnumbered, faces attacks from Iran and the U.S. simultaneously and is on the retreat. IRGC and General Soleimani, the greater threat. In the aftermath of the Paris attacks, the House of Representatives Committee on Foreign Affairs meets to discuss the threat of ISIS. However, the attention quickly shifts to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, and their leader, General Soleimani, who many view as a far greater threat. The IRGC is accused of supporting terrorism, human rights abuses, and nuclear proliferation. Soleimani is considered a brilliant leader and his elimination would be an unrecoverable loss of leadership and intelligence. The committee discusses this threat for 2 hours, but Soleimani is only mentioned twice. Despite this, Soleimani remains a formidable figure, and a greater threat than ISIS. In the following weeks, ISIS is forced out of Tikrit, but Soleimani remains in the shadows. Meanwhile, a Pakistani couple inspired by ISIS attack a local building in San Bernardino, leaving 14 people dead. Soleimani's strategic victory and the U.S. threat. In this book excerpt, Soleimani writes to Iran's supreme leader to affirm his triumph over ISIS in Syria. He also accuses the U.S. of plotting terrorist attacks and making it clear that the country is at war with him. Meanwhile, Mike Pompeo, head of the CIA, warns that Soleimani and Iran are accountable for any attacks on American interests. As Soleimani closes in on al-Baghdadi, who plots to kill him, President Trump orders the elimination of both. This gripping story follows the power struggle and looming threat of terrorism as Soleimani seeks vengeance for the first ISIS attack on Iranian soil. The downfall of a terrorist leader. In this book's summary, we follow the sequence of events leading to the death of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, a notorious leader of the terrorist group, ISIS. Starting with President Trump's State of the Union address in 2018, we learn about the tactics that were employed to capture and eliminate top leaders of the group. We discover how the CIA used a fabricated text message to lure key members into a trap, leading to their arrest and subsequent silence. However, the whereabouts of al-Baghdadi remained a mystery, until a betrayal by an Arab who provided inside knowledge about the compound where he was hiding. The U.S. Army's Night Stalkers were then dispatched to storm the compound, leading to a fierce gun battle and the ultimate death of al-Baghdadi, who killed himself and his 2 children using a suicide vest. The summary concludes with President Trump announcing the news of the successful operation to the world, and the global response to the event. A series of escalating events. In the late December of 2019, a series of events escalated tensions between the U.S. and Iran. starting with a rocket attack at Camp K-1, a military base in Kirkuk, Iraq, followed by a truck bombing at a security checkpoint in Mogadishu and subsequent U.S. bombings in Iraq and Syria. The situation turned tumultuous when U.S. Embassy in Baghdad was attacked by Iranian-backed counter-protesters, resulting in a standoff between the two countries. Later, Soleimani made plans for further attacks, setting the scene for a dire new year. Soleimani's death. In this thrilling account, the author details the events that culminated in the death of General Qasem Soleimani. The general, who had long eluded his many would-be assassins, had come to Iraq to plan attacks on U.S. troops. The CIA director, Gina Haspel, had been tracking his movements and knew it was time to act. Two MQ-9 Reaper drones, armed with Hellfire rockets, followed the general's convoy and at 12:55 a.m., in Baghdad, 4 rockets were fired, killing everyone in the 2 cars. The vehicles were burnt beyond recognition, and only Soleimani's severed hand, with his distinctive ring, was found. The attack followed the U.S. Embassy attack in Baghdad, and Trump had signed off on it. The drones, each equipped with powerful cameras, were monitored from the Creech Air Force Base, 32 miles outside of Las Vegas. This gripping account provides an insight into the depth of planning and preparation that goes into military operations of this nature. The aftermath of Soleimani's death. The death of Qasem Soleimani, a prominent Iranian general, led to a chain of events that resulted in Iran attacking a U.S. airbase in Iraq. The world began to take sides, with Russia condemning the assassination and Israel and Saudi Arabia supporting it. The UN said the strike violated its charter, and people feared Iranian retaliation. Several hours after Soleimani's funeral, Iran launched missiles at the U.S. airbase, but fortunately, no one was killed. However, tension remained high, and an ill-fated mistake occurred when an incompetent commander shot down a Ukrainian passenger jet, killing everyone on board. Though Iran initially denied involvement, they later admitted to human error, leading to an outcry from the international community.
In conclusion, Killing the Killers. The Secret War Against Terrorists offers a distinct perspective on the actions of Qasem Soleimani and the Iranian Quds Force, shedding light on their alliances and strategies. The book provides a detailed account of how the U.S. and the Trump administration countered the looming threats posed by ISIS and other geopolitical adversaries. Through riveting storytelling and meticulous historical context, Bill O'Reilly offers an eye-opening glimpse into the workings of the undercover war on terrorism.